Good day everyone. Welcome to our online class. Today, our lesson is all about expressing fraction as ratio and vice versa using concrete or pictorial models. We are now on the second quarter, week 1, lesson 1. In this lesson, you are expected to express fraction as ratio and vice versa using concrete or pictorial models. Before we discuss our lesson today, I want you to answer first this activity. Please write your answer in your math notebook. Are you ready? Let's begin. Directions: write true if the statement is correct and false if it is not. Number 1. 3/4 is the same as 3:4. Please write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is true. Number 2. In a group, there are 8 girls and 5 boys. The ratio of boys to girls is 5:8. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is true. Number 3. 27 flowers to 9 vases is equal to 1:3. Write your answer now. The correct answer is false. Number 4. If 6 ball pens cost 30 pesos, then it is the same as 5 pesos per ball pen. Write your answer now. The correct answer is true. And the last, number 5. A car travels 200 kilometers in 2 hours. The car's rate is 100 kilometers per hour. Write your answer now. Time's up. The correct answer is true. This time, let us have a review about reducing fractions to lowest terms. Do you still remember? How do we reduce fractions to lowest terms? To reduce fractions to lowest terms, divide the numerator and denominator by their greatest common factor, or GCF. Let me see if you still remember how to reduce fractions to lowest terms. Give the lowest term of the following. Letter A, 6/12. The answer is 1/2. Letter B, 12/16. The correct answer is 3/4. And letter C, what is the lowest term of 13/20? The correct answer is the same, 13/20. Before we begin with our lesson, I want you to answer the following questions. Do you eat fruits? What benefits do we get from eating fruits? How can fruits help our body fight diseases, especially during this coronavirus pandemic? Fruits are sources of many essential nutrients that our body needs, like potassium, dietary fiber, vitamin C, and folate. Fruits help boost our immune function by increasing disease-fighting cells in the body. To start the lesson, study the problem. Mother went to the market to buy fruits for her family. She bought 4 pineapples and 2 watermelons. Here are the fruits that she bought. How do you compare the number of pineapples to the number of watermelons? To compare the number of pineapples to the number of watermelons, we say there are 4 pineapples for every 2 watermelons. This comparison of 2 quantities is called ratio. We can write ratio using fraction form. We have 4 pineapples over 2 watermelons. Or we remove the word pineapples and watermelons, so we have 4/2, which means 4 pineapples out of 2 watermelons. Or in lowest term, we have 2/1 means 2 pineapples out of 1 watermelon. We can also write ratio using the word 2 as 4 to 2 or 2 to 1. The ratio of pineapples to watermelons in word form is 4 to 2 or 2 to 1. Finally, we can write ratio using a colon between the two numbers. So we have 4 is to 2 or 2 is to 1. So the ratio of pineapples to watermelons is 4 is to 2 or 2 is to 1. This means that for every 2 pineapples, there is 1 watermelon. 1 and 2 are called the terms in the ratio. Therefore, 4 over 2 is equal to 4 is to 2, or the lowest term 2 over 1 is equal to 2 is to 1. Is 2 is to 1 the same as 1 is to 2? The answer is no. They are not the same because 2 is to 1 means 2 pineapples for every 1 watermelon, while 1 is to 2 means 1 pineapple for every 2 watermelons. We should remember that in a ratio, the terms should not be interchanged. Let us have more examples. Number 1. Aling Meding prepared 12 banana muffins and 16 squid balls. Find the ratio of the number of banana muffins to the number of squid balls. We have here pictures of banana muffins and squid balls. To find the ratio of the number of banana muffins to the number of squid balls, we have in fraction form 12 over 16, which is equal to 3/4 in lowest term. In column form, we have 12 is to 16 or 3 is to 4. Since the ratio is expressed in lowest term, so the answer is 3/4 or 3 is to 4. Let us take the second example. There are instances when the terms of the ratio do not have the same units or classifications. For example, 96 pesos to 2 kilograms of rice. This special ratio is called rate. We call this rate because in here, we're comparing two different quantities, the pesos and the kilograms. So to find the rate, we have 96 pesos over 2 kilograms. If we will simplify it, it is equal to 48 pesos over 1 kilogram. And we write it this way. And this is read as 48 pesos per kilogram. Since rate is also a ratio, therefore it is expressed in lowest term. The only difference is that in rate, the units must be indicated. For you to understand more about ratio, you are now going to answer the following activities. You will check your work after our discussion. Please practice honesty. The first activity is just a practice. Directions. Use the information below to write the ratio in 2 ways for each item, fraction and column form. In a basket, there are 8 eggplants, 6 tomatoes, 4 bell peppers, 2 carrots, 3 yellow corns, and a squash. Give the ratio of number 1, eggplants to tomatoes, 2, carrots to bell peppers, 3, squash to eggplants, 4, tomatoes to yellow corns, and 5, bell peppers to all the vegetables. Let's move on to the next activity. Keep practicing. Directions. Express each rate in lowest terms. Number 1, 8 liters of water to 4 persons. Number 2, 36 guavas to 18 pupils. 3 baskets to 90 mangoes. 4, 112 persons to 16 tables. And number 5, 432 pupils to 9 classrooms. The third activity is test yourself. Directions. Solve the following problems. Number 1. A pupil solved 8 out of 10 problems correctly. What is the ratio of the number of correct answers to the number of wrong answers? Number 2. In a certain hospital, For every 45 COVID-19 patients, there are 5 nurses assigned to them. Write the ratio of nurses to COVID-19 patients. Number 3. Jose can type 300 words in 5 minutes. How many words can he type per minute? Number 4. What is the ratio of 800 meters to a kilometer? And number 5. Express the ratio of 2 25-centavo coins to 2 pesos and 50-centavo coins in column form. So, based on our discussion, I want you to answer the following questions. You may write your answer in your math notebook. First, do you use ratio or rate in your daily activities? Second, what daily activities you can apply ratio or rate? Give at least 3 examples of activities. This time, let me see if you understand our lesson today. Can you tell us the difference between ratio and rate? What are the different ways in writing a ratio? A ratio is a comparison of 2 quantities having the same units. There is no need to write the units in the final answer. Ratio is always expressed in lowest term. Rate is a comparison of 2 quantities but may have different units of measures. These units must be indicated in the final answer. It is also expressed in lowest term. There are 3 ways to write a ratio: in word form, in fraction form, and in column form. Let's move on to the last part of our discussion. In this part, there will be 5-item test. You are given 5 seconds to answer each item. Please write your answer in your math notebook. Ready? Let's begin. Directions. Choose the letter of the best answer. Number 1. What is the ratio of hand soap to face mask? A. 2:1. B. 1:2. C. 4:1. D. 1:4. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. Let us proceed to item number 2. Aside from wearing face masks, frontliners also wear face shields and gloves to protect themselves against COVID-19. Find the ratio of face shields to gloves. A. 1:3. B. 3:1. C. 2:1. D. 1:2. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. Number 3. If there are 2 hand sanitizers and 5 safeguard soaps, what is the ratio of safeguard soaps to hand sanitizers? A. 1:5. B. 5:1. C. 5:2. D. 2:5. Please write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter D. For questions 4 and 5, refer to the given situation. To strengthen Jake's immunity, he eats more fruits and vegetables every day. Here are the fruits that he likes most. Number 4. What is the ratio of mangoes to pineapple? A. 6/1. B. 1/6. C. 2/1. D. 1/2. Write your answer now. Time is up. The correct answer is letter A. And number 5. Give the ratio of bananas to mangoes. A. 3/2. B. 2/3. C. 4/11. D. 11/4. Write your answer now. Time's up. The correct answer is letter B. This ends our discussion for today. See you next meeting.